Queens and Long Island. NYSI. Excellence above all. Visit nyspine.com or call today.
Closed captioning on CBS 2 News is brought to you by Stop and Shop.
Stalking is the fastest growing crime in America.
Why didn't you call the police?
You can't prosecute someone for scaring you.
For those who live in fear,
how'd you get in here? This guy thinks he owns me.
there is hope.
I don't want to live like this.
I'm going to help you.
Live from Studio 46, this is CBS 2 News This Morning.
Right now, a wild night in the city. 2 shootings within a matter of hours, both involving an NYPD officer.
Plus, how far did he really get? Tough questions for the Secret Service after a White House jumper gets farther into the president's home than first thought. And Walmart fires back at Tracy Morgan, why they say he's responsible for his own injuries following a deadly accident on the New Jersey Turnpike. Good morning. I'm Mary Calvi. And I'm Chris Raggi. Today is Tuesday, September 30th, and we have got traffic and weather together. At 6 o'clock, we've got John Ellie, who's got a pretty nice forecast on tap for today. All right,
it's the last day of the month.
Already?
Where did this month go? Morning, Chris. Good morning, Mary. And Chris is right. It's going to be relatively mild as far as the numbers go, but I would recommend the little umbrella because we are going to see a few drops out there. You know, we'll work that out in rehearsal. In the city right now, it's just clouds and 68. Not bad as far as the numbers go. And this afternoon, low to mid 70s. Nice treat. Some wet weather into parts of Suffolk County. You can see that. Look at that. South Shore, Nassau County, you'll see a little bit, but it is weakening as it heads through. So as you get ready to face the day, take the little umbrella. Get ready for a few showers this afternoon and then a few more on Wednesday. Hey, there is another important little chore I'm going to assign to you today. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Right now, though, here's your assignment. Listen up to Jill.
All right, watch out in Jersey. Watch out for some trouble here on Route 78 westbound. 2 lanes are blocked with an overturned tractor trailer and fuel spill. And this is right at Deepdale Avenue. Next up, let's show you this other map. We have a disabled truck. Northbound side of the BQE, some heavy delays building back past Hamilton Avenue. And again, going back now past the Gowanus Canal. Lincoln Tunnel delays up to about 15 minutes here due to that earlier disabled bus, which has been cleared. Minor delays still under 5 minutes up at the George and down at the Holland Tunnel. Alternate sides, they are in effect today citywide, and you must feed the meters. Mary and Chris, back to you.
Jill, thank you. At 6:01, 2 men are dead this morning. Another man is recovering from a gunshot wound after 2 police-involved shootings. The shootings happened last night, a half hour apart from one another. CBS 2's Weijia Jiang live in Kensington, Brooklyn with more this morning. Weijia?
Well, Chris, police are still investigating what happened inside the apartment building you see behind me here on Ocean Parkway near Avenue H that led up to gunfire rattling this neighborhood. And then just about 15 minutes later, cops fired shots in the Bronx as well. A dramatic scene in Kensington, Brooklyn, as police rushed to a 911 call around 7:20 p.m. Monday. They say a fight between 2 men turned deadly after one stabbed the other. Police sources say cops shot the knife-wielding suspect, who also died. They believe it all started over an apparent love triangle over a woman who was inside the apartment on Ocean Parkway when police arrived. So were 2 children. Neighbors are distraught.
We've had little things with accidents with the cars, but never any domestic violence that ended up this way. It's just scary.
No, we don't know what people really have in their home. It's closed doors. But by us, we know who he is. But we never had murder, stabbing, or anything like that.
It's one of 2 police-involved shootings in New York City less than half an hour apart. Police say around 7:45 p.m., 2 officers on foot saw a man shooting this handgun on East 145th Street and College Avenue in the Mott Haven section of the Bronx. They say the 19-year-old suspect started running toward them, then pointed his gun at one cop. Police fired, shooting the suspect in the elbow. Well, none of the officers involved in either case were injured. However, they were taken to the hospital for an evaluation as a precaution. Live in Kensington, Brooklyn, Weijia Jiang, CBS 2 News.
Weijia, thank you. A developing story now. The head of the Secret Service is facing some tough questions this morning after disturbing new details are revealed about last week's White House intruder. Turns out the man who made it all the way across the lawn and through an unlocked door went even farther than thought. CBS 2's Diane Macedo is here with the story. Diane.
That's right, Mary. Several lawmakers are demanding answers this morning after learning there was a lot more to that White House security breach than the Secret Service originally reported. The first family wasn't home during this breach, but that hasn't always been the case in past incidents, and many are now worried about what could happen if that kind of luck runs out.
They are not safe, absolutely not. The agents I talked to say it's a miracle that there has not been an assassination so far.
New fears are mounting about the safety of the president and first family. On news, White House fence jumper Omar Gonzalez got much farther past security than originally reported. After jumping the fence on September 19th, Gonzalez, armed with a knife, ran across the White House lawn, even past a guard who had his gun drawn. Sources tell CBS News he then ran through the entrance hall to the cross hall and past the staircase leading up to the first family's residence. There he overpowered a Secret Service agent, entered the East Room, and was taken down at the door to the Green Room by other agents. But none of this information was in the original Secret Service report filed the next day. It only said Gonzalez was, quote, ultimately apprehended by officers inside the north portico doors of the White House.
I would like to know why initially all this information didn't come out, and what other information is there that we don't know about as well. This is really troubling.
The incident comes almost 3 years after a gunman opened fire on the White House and 7 bullets struck the area in and around the first family's living quarters. The Obama's youngest daughter, Sasha, and the First Lady's mother were inside.
Clearly, had the grandmother and the daughter been on the balcony, it would have been a very dangerous situation.
But the Washington Post reports it wasn't until 4 days later, when the cleaning staff discovered bullets, that the Secret Service finally realized there had been shots fired.
While the bullet pierced the historical glass, it didn't go through the protective coating of the White House. So when you're examining the White House from the inside windows, there were no breaks in that protective glass.
The Secret Service also blames the confusion on witness reports of shots fired between 2 cars. Still, the agency maintains it did not bungle the response or the investigation, and we'll learn more as Secret Service Director Julia Pierson answers questions about all of this at 10 a.m. today. Chris?